Hello folks, welcome to day 6 of 10k for 10 days. Again, raising money for North Africa. Pretty overcast today and pretty late going today. It's nearly 6 o'clock. I was watching the under 17s and with my cousin Mason playing, so yeah, so hopefully now today should be a pretty okay run. The heat shouldn't be an issue because there's not that much of it, and we're doing the same but different route. We're going the opposite way around the route I've picked out, so hopefully something a bit fresh, something a bit new, and yeah, hopefully now, I said I don't feel too bad today. Knee's still giving a bit of trouble, but other than that we should be okay. So before the tractor comes up, I will see you all in a minute. Alright, check-in time. Check-in one on day 6. 2 kilometers in. I felt pretty good. I just kind of want to keep the check-ins to a minimum now and just don't slow my momentum realistically. So yeah, I'll catch up with you on 5k and we'll see how we are then. Alright, checking in 3k, let's go. Alright, check-in number 2 on day 6. We're at 5 kilometers now. Yeah, the last 3k was tough. The tendons and the calves are starting to really hurt when I run, so again, just trying to keep going and not to take too long in between breaks. This is when they tend to kind of hurt the most and kind of kick off going again. So again, another quick check-in. I'll check in with you again at we'll call it 7 kilometers and then sign off on the 10. Alright, see you in a bit. Hi folks, so check-in 3 on day 6. We're at 7 kilometers. Again, it's very tough. It's very tough, but just keep going, head down. Okay, I'm gonna check in at the end of the 10k and we'll sign off the run. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, final check-in for day 6. We got 10k done. Here we go. Oh, turn back around. 10:03. I'll get this up now. Here we go. So I definitely, for the last 3 kilometers there from 7, basically just head down, one foot in front of the other and just get it done. Feels nice to have got it done. Didn't feel nice there for the last half a kilometer, but I got it done and that's all that matters. So I'm going to go home now, take a very cold dip in the sea because it's quite dull now, so it's going to be pretty misty and windy down at the sea, so it'll be pretty cold. But that's what I want. I want it to be cold. Give the legs something to try, and I definitely think it's helped. I think these cold dips have kind of helped me keep the legs in somewhat of a working order. So I'll catch up with you down the beach and then I can do my outro explaining everything it is to do with North Africa's healthcare service that they provide over in Nansana. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, here we are on the beach. It is currently 8 o'clock, 8:05 on a Saturday night, and I'm about to jump in to that. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it because it's pretty chilly over out here. So yeah, dedication needs must, so let's just get it going. Alright, see you in a minute. there we have it. 10 minutes done. Actually, it wasn't half as bad as I thought it would be. So am I just red? It looks like I'm really red in the camera. But yeah, I was actually really nice. I actually could have easily stayed in there for longer than 10 minutes. But yeah, I'll pass you over to Ben on the outro now, who's going to explain all about Nurture Africa's medical facilities and what they do, and the support network that they offer for HIV and AIDS and physiotherapy and stuff like that. So I'll pass you over to him. See you in a minute. Welcome to the outro. Different setting. I see Charlie wanted to get involved in today's outro. But basically, the first initiative I've picked that Nurture Africa provide, basically, or do, if you want to say, in Nansana and surrounding areas is they provide certain healthcare. The healthcare is broken into 4 sections. So you've got HIV healthcare, you've got pediatric primary healthcare, you've got maternal and child healthcare, and you've got physiotherapy care. So the first one I'm going to outline is HIV healthcare. So Nurture Africa, it's mostly in Nansana, I will say, but there is a lot of stuff done in the surrounding areas as well. What they provide is voluntary counselling and VCT testing. This basically enables all members in the areas who look and seek out these testing stations and stuff like this. Basically, it enables all members of that society to know their HIV status, which is it's highly important to know your HIV status in places where HIV is it's quite an issue. It has dramatically dropped, but it's still quite an issue. And knowing your status is a huge green flag, if you want to say, to kind of to spread it and stuff like that. So that's super important. That's one of the most beneficial things I think that Nurture Africa do in the areas is offer this facility. Now, what they also do is and I was a member of I was part of this thing the first time I went over to Uganda 6 years ago, was to facilitate sexual and reproductive health and peer education workshops with the youth in order to increase their knowledge and understanding of HIV transmission and how to protect oneself from contracting the virus. That's a huge thing. I sat in front of quite a few. There's a picture actually on the front page of this website, of the website that I have, which is always linked down below on the first the top link as well. But there's a picture of me giving a sexual reproductive talk to kids, young adults, young teenagers, and it's highly beneficial to know, because this is an activity that is done at primary school level, and in some cases secondary school level again in Ireland, but is not necessarily done in the education system in Uganda, which is a pity. But being able to be part of that it's really good to be able to do that. So Nurture Africa also offer care and antiretroviral treatment to all HIV infected children and adults from all backgrounds at the Nurture Africa Health Centre, which is again very good. Being able to get access to these treatments is paramount. If these people want to go and do it, sometimes it is the case that they went and got tested and they got the counselling and they just said don't want to do it, which is not ideal, but that's up to the person themselves. There's no real discrimination of backgrounds or anything like that in Nurture Africa. There's nothing like that. If you've seek the help of Nurture Africa, they're always happy to help. Again, which is it's highly beneficial for everyone. Nurture Africa also help with the prevention of mother-to-child transmission by providing HIV-infected and pregnant women with antenatal care, delivery service, and postnatal care. Again, highly beneficial for for a pregnant woman who happens to be infected by HIV. It is a fantastic, fantastic thing to be able to be a part of that. You know, it's not the eliminating of HIV, but it's giving the reduction of new infections, which is highly doubt. There's a stat here on the North Africa website, which again I will link it below as well, where I'm getting this information. The treatment programs in Uganda have resulted in an 86% reduction in new infections among children between 2010 and 2016. Um, Again, that it's a fantastic stat to be able to say. It really, really is. So the second thing that I want to do is pediatric primary healthcare. What is it, and what do North Africa do? So what it is the treatment of children, and the reduction of the child mortality rate. Um, this is due for a few reasons, but the primary reasons for this quite high child mortality rate is a lack of robust healthcare infrastructure and a lack of healthcare professionals, which unfortunately is a thing, but increasing the access, which North Africa are part of, is really helping with these mortality rates. So what do North Africa do to support child healthcare? Well, basically, North Africa facilitate immunization clinics for newborn children to ensure they live free of vaccine preventable diseases, which is huge because unfortunately there's a lot of times when children are born and they don't get treated. But the problem is the lack of access to modern medication really does hinder these children at that time. So um, giving them immunization is very, very young is fantastic. North Africa also help by providing treatment for the illness and diseases which can be fatal to children, such as malaria, pneumonia, bronchitis, tuberculosis, diarrheal diseases, and measles. Again, these are things that are treated quite regularly. Maybe not necessarily malaria, but especially pneumonia and diarrheal diseases and measles quite often in the likes of Irish healthcare. And 99% of the time, people will get over these things. But unfortunately, when you have a lack of access to healthcare professionals and a good infrastructure, these things can be fatal. So again, North Africa giving and offering these services is life saving. North Africa also operate an ambulance service to transfer children to the North Africa Health Centre, or if needs be, can be they will refer them to the local hospital. Again, invaluable to save lives of children. Transport is a thing that is quite crowded. Is not not in all cases able to be gotten. So especially an emergency service like an ambulance is again life saving. And North Africa also are aiming to reduce malnutrition by teaching and supporting families to produce their own nutritious food through the establishment of home vegetable plots, which again, I myself was a part of this when I went to Uganda 6 years ago. We helped run classes to teach people, especially families, the mothers of families, how to grow vertical gardens. So how to use these certain sacks or to raise beds, and then how to grow certain vegetables in this. Again, very, very good to be a part of it. I really like seeing the realization. Oh, I can grow this. It just requires a little bit tenderness, but it doesn't require acres of land. It doesn't require any land at all. A meter by half a meter is all you need. It's fantastic to be able to see this. The next thing I want to tackle is the maternal and child healthcare. So, the maternal mortality rate, unfortunately, on the continent of Africa is very, 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 very high. And there's quite a few ways that North Africa are trying to help this, to help reduce this. North Africa offer family planning services, antenatal care services, which boosts awareness and understanding of the process of pregnancy, birth, and early parenting, which can help prevent complications, which is highly important. Again, similar to the sexual reproductive talks that we gave in that not everyone is taught how pregnancy works. There's quite a lot of stigma around certain things in Uganda. A lot of kind of old wives' tales, old witchcraft type things, and unfortunately, while it's proven that they're not true, it's getting the word out there is part of the mission, and it's vitally important that the understanding of these certain biological processes that we coming from where we come from is just second nature. It's taught in school, and it's everyone has at least some idea. There is unfortunately people who live on in the areas that don't have any idea as to what's happening to them, and it's scary when you first come across it, but it is the unfortunate reality. So giving people the exposure to the elimination of mother to child transmission. So the idea of this program is to try and ensure that every child is born and lives free of HIV. Again, this is something that North Africa is trying to really get across, with their whole entire healthcare system, is that not everyone has to have HIV. And no one has to have HIV realistically. But the reduction of this mother to child transmission is so vitally important that a child can actually start their life free of HIV, which is vitally important. Providing delivery services to pregnant mothers, and this enables children to be born into a controlled, hygienic, and safe environment, which again we take for granted because we have good hospitals. But unfortunately, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of kids on the continent of Africa that do not have these controlled, hygienic environments, and it can lead to further complications down the road. But North Africa providing these is highly beneficial to anyone who seeks them out. It's really, really good. North Africa also provides cervical cancer screenings, and other relevant services that go along with that. And again, it's fantastic having these things that are again second nature here, but are not second nature in Uganda, particularly in Nansana and surrounding areas. It's fantastic, and it's also a need. It needs to be done. North Africa also provide post-exposure prophylaxis with the intention of reducing the risk of HIV transmissions within 72 hours of exposure. And what North Africa also do is provide postnatal care services for mothers and newborns with 1 year, up to 1 year of age. Again, those two things vitally important, particularly the post-exposure prophylaxis. So if someone does happen to get, or if a child, for example, does happen to get exposed to HIV, there's a 72-hour window where North Africa can really help them reduce that risk of transmission, which is fantastic. And then the postnatal care service for mothers is vital, because again, over here, everyone, or not even everyone, but most mothers will have this postnatal care, whether they take it or not, but it's always offered. Where there's nothing over in Nansana, or at least there was nothing over in Nansana, and now North Africa offer these things, which is it's the offer and the exposure to say that they're there. This is the vital thing, is that they're offered. If they're offered and no one takes them, unfortunately that's up to the person, the individual. But offering them and having them there is vitally important. The fourth and final one I want to go through is the physiotherapy care. Now, this physiotherapy care is mainly run through the University College Dublin Volunteer Overseas Programme, which, as the name suggests, it's a volunteer overseas program that UCD run, that's been going on for years, and it produced some fantastic results. When I was over the last time, I didn't get, unfortunately, I was in one of the other groups, I didn't get to see them on the other side, but I know this year I'm going I'm going over a couple, of the volunteers this time around. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know what to do on a more in-depth level. But basically what happens is they provide physiotherapy services in order to improve a client's ability to perform movements of their body. They support children living with disabilities and their families. They provide access to child and family-centered occupational therapy, which focuses on improving a child's ability to perform normal daily activities to live a more inclusive life. Because unfortunately, in the 2014 census of Uganda, there was a 13.5% of the population over 5 years of age living with a disability. And that disability is defined as a substantial function limitation of daily life activities caused by physical, mental, or sensory impairment and environmental barriers resulting in limited participation. So having these services like physiotherapy they're constantly offered here. When I say here, I'm talking about Ireland in particular. But they're constantly offered. They're constantly available, and whether people take them up or not is a different story. But they're offered and they're available. They're not always available in Uganda. They're not always available in areas like these. And for Nurture Africa to offer these things is it's life saving in a lot of cases. It is very much life saving, and really the overarching theme in the medical center and the healthcare service in that Nurture Africa offer is the offering of the services, having them available to go. And it's not about we need to have enough numbers in the door to keep these running. These are offered and it's forever improving. And it's having them there, making them aware, spreading the word. This is the thing. Like some of those things that I read there weren't even on offer 6 years ago when I was over there, but now they are. So the evolution of these offers is just it's mind blowing. Really, it really is, and I'm truly blessed to be a part of something like this. I really, really am. I really love being a part of these organizations that actually allow people to live better lives like this. So yeah, hopefully I've kind of given a brief overview of kind of what, again, these are the things that I want to show you that these things are actually happening over there. It's fine for me to read them off the website and then to write them in the blog and stuff, but I want to be able to go and show you this is what's actually happening. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's the maternity ward that they're building, the more improved maternity ward they're building. Here's the triage center. Here's the space that's been offered. Here's, the physiotherapy unit. I'm not going to be able to show you people in them, because there's many laws I can break there. But I want to show you this is what happens with your money. This is what happens with my time. And this is what happens when everyone supports a cause like this that's genuinely making the effort to go and do these things. So yeah, tomorrow is day 7, or today, as I'm recording this, it's day 7. Yeah, we're nearly there. We're nearly there for this 10k for 10 days. And again, I just want to really, 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 really hammer home the fact that I appreciate everyone who watches these videos, who reads the blogs, who shares them. I really, really appreciate it. As I said, I say this every day, but it's the exposure that counts. And I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Okay, so tomorrow, I'll post this vlog, or post tomorrow's vlog, day 7, and yeah, let's keep cracking. Let's keep the miles going, and let's keep the shares and the money rolling in. Okay, thank you very much. I hope everyone has a good day. Peace.